Yeah, absolutely. First off, proud to have Avery Felts and Freddie Hicks here with me. Just pleased with the effort. Thought, that's a really good team. Bob Marlin's obviously a great coach. Obviously won this thing last year. They got us twice during the regular season, just outplayed us both times. And so we had plenty of film to watch coming into this, knowing where we needed to improve. And I thought we had the best week of practice we've had all year. And, I got the question all week, would you rather have the double bye or would you rather have the game to get you going? And, I think that double bye just proved very effective for us. And it is if you have a great week of practice and a group of dudes like this. And we were locked in all week. I thought our effort was great from top to bottom. We had one of our best defensive performances of the year tonight. We shot the ball well, which we were due to make some shots, and just pleased with our effort, most importantly, on the defensive end and on the glass.
We'll open up now for questions. Go ahead, JC.
Coach, just seeing this all come together here in Pensacola, how does this make you feel?
I'm proud, and as far as it all coming together, we came here to play three. And so we're excited about the win and pleased, and we just beat a really good basketball team that had our number during the regular season. Things tend to come together when you got good dudes. This is one of the best group of dudes I've ever been around, as far as just close-knit and buying into what we're coaching on a daily basis, and just really proud to be their coach and happy to see them come in here and get a win today.
Another one here up front.
And on the first media timeout, you guys had 3 turnovers. You only turned over 1 time after that in the first half, and you outscored every points on turnovers. How big did you feel like that was to close the half?
Yeah, it was huge. They're one of the best. I mean, they're really good defensively, and they force turnovers like crazy. And we still, we had a couple careless ones. If you take away those 3 in that first three possessions, or first 6 possessions, we would have been right where we wanted to be. And first one was just a goofy one. Caleb threw it off Zay's head, I believe, and so we were able to settle down. And obviously, you come into a game like this, a conference tournament game, win or go home, there's some nerves there, whether you admit it or not. But I thought our guys did a phenomenal job of settling in after that first media timeout. To have 1 turnover for the rest of the half against a team that turns people over like crazy, I'm just proud of that.
Paul in the back.
Coach Paul Chestnut, Fox Sports Pensacola Radio. After a game like this, the way that your team played, you feel like you're playing your best basketball right now?
Yeah, I do. I really feel like the month of February we were playing our best basketball. And as a coach, that's what you want. And really it goes into these guys buying into what we did when I got here. And people thought I was crazy. We didn't schedule a non-Division I. We went and played at Wisconsin opening night. Went and played at Alabama, at Iowa, at Louisville, and on the road at Belmont, UAB at home. We didn't schedule lightly. And so we took some lumps early. But we did that for a reason. We got better because of that. And I'm a firm believer, that those games make you better in February and March. It helps to get this guy back. We only had him for, I think, 10 Sun Belt games before this tournament, and he's been a huge part of our success here in February. So I do think we're playing our best basketball here as of lately.
Kevin here in the front.
Freddie, I think you had like maybe 20 minutes total with 5 points the first 2 games against them. Just how motivated were you to make a difference in this matchup, the third time?
I was a little banged up at the first couple ones, but, just having my teammates back, that's all I wanted to do. And I know they got my back, so I was very excited just to get out there with them. And we've been locked in, for a long time. And, this is what we wanted. We wanted a chance to face them. And so we knew, if we come out with the energy, what would happen. And it felt good to be back out there with them. And it felt good to get this win.
Logan in the back corner here.
For all of you, 14 steals, countless number of deflections, just from where this team started at the beginning of the year defensively to now, just how pleased, how encouraged are you guys for playing the team play defensively tonight?
Yeah, I'll start off. I'm thrilled. This is I haven't seen the points per possession yet, but this would be up there, probably top 2 or 3 games defensively for us as far as points per possession. As far as deflections, we had 14 steals tonight, and I just found out in the locker room, Avery Felts had 12 deflections himself. That's elite. Avery's bought in, and I challenge him every single day, probably more than he likes. on the defensive end. I think he's one of the best shooters in the league, and I know that he's very capable of being one of our better defenders. He's a high IQ basketball player, and he showed up on the defensive end in a big way tonight.
Question up front here.
Yeah, Chris Dodson, Scout Central. Coach, you talked about that good week of practice, getting all three of your guards back, playing to your identity. Can you just talk about how that helped having him back, Darian back, and just being able to play to your identity?
Yeah, so when you get a week of practice, I think if you asked any coach in America if they could have a week of practice, in the middle of the season, we're not getting buys in basketball, bye weeks in the season. So to have a week of practice, we were able to take the front half of the week and just focus on us. We spent 2 days. And we had 2 really good practices where we just broke down our offense and our defense and reevaluated some things. And we were able to change the way that we guarded Katinje tonight. We put a totally different defensive game plan in. We had 2 options. We didn't even have to get to the second option because we did such a good job in the first. He gave us a problem the first 2 games. And so having that first 2 days to just reevaluate us was huge. And then spent the back half of the week starting to put in scouts. Guarding team, we had 3 different options of who we would play, and some of them run similar actions, so we worked on that, and we're able to get their guys healthy, and that's huge coming into a conference tournament where you're going to play 3 games in 3 days if you're fortunate.
Question front left here.
You had 15 assists and felt like the ball movement was really good on it. I feel like that was one of the best you guys have moved the ball all year.
Yeah, I do. I thought the ball moved great. I thought we advanced the ball up the floor with the pass, which is something we worked on all week. I think that, top to bottom, I thought everybody I subbed in the game tonight was 100% locked into the game plan, and we moved the ball. Lafayette's number 1 in the country in defending the three-point line. We hit the same amount tonight that we hit combined in the first 2 meetings against them. And so that was huge for us because we talked about driving hard closeouts. They obviously emphasize that, and Coach Marlin does a phenomenal job of it. And so we worked on that the first couple days, driving those closeouts and making that second side pass. And I thought everybody was bought into that and did a great job of it.
Question from Logan, back right corner here.
Avery, you got the hard hat. Just what does that mean for you tonight?
Yeah, I think it's the first time I got the hard hat all year. So I'm glad to have that. My teammates were happy for me. But, it's just you just got to play hard. I thought we did that tonight. We played with good pace. It's good to win, but, there's 2 more that we got to get. So.
JC, front left.
Avery, I want to follow up with that. In your career at Arkansas State, having had a lot of success in this tournament, how does it feel to get this one tonight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year we lost in the second round, and we were playing in the first 4. So to get the double bye was a big deal. We're in the semis now, so it feels good. Winning's fun, you know what I mean?
Simple man.
Back to Logan in the back right here.
Coach, obviously, just quick turnaround. I mean, what stood out to you about App State, and just how much do you celebrate this one before kind of focusing in on App State?
The celebrating's done. I mean, you play back-to-back days. I mean, the celebrating's done. We've got to move on to App State. App State's a really good basketball team. Obviously, they just kicked our butt last week at their place, and they won the league for a reason. Coach Kearns does a phenomenal job with that group. They've won this tournament before. They're experienced. They've got size, and so I think the good thing about it is after seeing what we experienced last week, and our guys will be ready for the challenge and ready to get to work tonight.